Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do.
Just what to do, just what to do.
If what you're feeling is really true.
It's really true, is it really true?
Just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show. Everyone and anyone who knows me knows I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smart ass than a dumbass. Because, guys, over 33 years ago, I was a dumbass. But today, 33 years later, through the grace of God, I can honestly say now I'm a smart ass. Yes, the word ass is in the Bible at least 40 times, and it means donkey, and that's what I was. I'm saying all that to say this. There are so many people out there still struggling. So, I'm here to help you. All my services to you are free. Please, please reach out. I'm a recovery coach. I'm a nutritional health coach. I want you to know someone is listening. If you think my book can help someone, because I sure do, you can go right to Simon & Schuster's bookstore, Archway Publishing, BAM, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You can go to my website, www.geripetito.com. Please subscribe to the Geri Petito Show YouTube channel. And guys, listen, if you truly, truly, truly cannot afford my book, please, please reach out to me about that as well. I'm here to help you. So before I introduce my incredible guests, let me give a shout out to a few of my really cool sponsors. First, I've got Stormin Norman Selden, 732-245-4777. www.storminnormanselden.com, booking dozens of attractions for concerts and performances on venues of all sizes. Guys, he's got from a 5 to 12-piece band, and he's a monster on the keyboards. He came live recently with his keyboards. Unbelievable. And a lot of people don't know this, but he helped get Larry Chance from the Earls started. Larry was like family to me. We all miss and love you. Rest in peace, Angel. Then we've got Ken Ryan and Linda Garofalo, The Way It Used to Be, singing songs from the 50s to the 80s, a tribute show to the greatest music and voices of all time. Ken also sings Elvis for me, baby. Thank you very much. They're two beautiful people, and they do a lot of fundraisers, and they're just amazing. Then we've got Michael Zanman, singer, performer, entertainer, www.mzanman.com. And he is so ridiculously cool and funny and good and all that. And he will have you rocking when he's singing. But I have a cool story to tell you about Zanman. Recently, he recorded Mel Carter's song, Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, and put it out on Facebook. So, of course, I had to send it to my pal, Mel Carter. So I sent Zanman a message. Mel loves the song. He's like, what? Are you kidding me? Can I say that publicly? I said, not yet. Wait till I get permission. But he didn't know what I had in mind. A couple days later, I get Mel on the phone. And guess who we get on the phone with us? Zanman. And Mel Carter tells Zanman he loved the way he did his song. It was so cool. And Zanman was thrilled. He couldn't breathe, but he was thrilled, baby. Get it? Then we've got John Monforto, the man of many faces, singer, actor, celebrity impersonator, and tribute artist. Philly Rocky impersonator, www.johnmonforto.com. So I gave him the title of the man of many faces, but he was given the title by a former Philadelphia mayor as the official Philadelphia Rocky impersonator. Guys, he is Rocky. He does about 30 different impressions, incredible, and of course my three favorites, Rocky, The Godfather, and Elvis, baby. Okay, check him out. Then we've got Michael D'Amore, singer, songwriter, performer, entertainer, www.michaeldiamore.com. And so I had the honor of emceeing for Let East while my producer Ruben was recording the whole show the last few years. And I got to introduce Michael, who opened up for Michael Zanman, who opened up for Michael D'Amore. And then this year we brought John Forto into the mix. So I got to introduce all three, and that was really cool. So now, last but certainly not least, John Bishop, a.k.a. Johnny B., singer, songwriter, host of the Entertainment Luncheon South, a nonprofit network created for the creative. Facebook group page, Entertainment Luncheon South, partner in the Joey D. and Johnny B. Rockin' Oldies Band. So, guys, I want to give a shout out to him and Linny because what they do once a month for us is unbelievable. They put this luncheon on. It's by invite only, but if you tell them you know me or Jimmy, they might let you in. So it's by invite only, and it's $20. You get a great lunch, and you get incredible entertainment. All right? And the thing is, they don't keep a penny of it. So they're awesome, awesome people, so we love you guys, okay? Now, I would like to introduce my really cool guest. This guy right here, Jimmy Givens. Before you say a word, he gave me something that is only one or two in the world, right? Okay. He made a copy of my ad the last time I interviewed him, and he brought it to me at the luncheon. And he said, Jer, there's only two like this in the world. Okay?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is so cool. So thank you.
Tell them who. You're very welcome.
John, you gave one to John.
John B. And of
That's
course,
right.
I got one.
Yes, well, there's three in the world. He
That's
has
it.
one, John Bishop, and me,
That's
baby.
it.
That
That's
was
it.
very cool. Thank you for this.
My pleasure. My pleasure, Jerry. And as long as we're talking about Johnny B., it's because of Johnny B. that you and I know each other.
That's right. Talk a little bit more into me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was looking
That's
over by
okay.
you. See, I don't like to look into the camera because
No,
everybody.
you could look this way.
No,
Just get a little
they
closer.
tell
baby.
me I got a face for radio, and I don't understand that.
Pull that down.
Pull
a
that
little.
down. Pull it down.
There you go. There you go.
Now
There you
they'll
go.
really be able to see the face.
There you go.
Okay.
So you have a face for radio. I love that. So talk about John Bishop.
Oh, John and Lenny are phenomenal.
Yes.
They really are. They put on a great luncheon every month and great entertainers every month. And those that you mentioned, Michael D'Amore, Ken and
Oh yeah, Linda.
Linda, Joey and
Oh yeah,
and
Doreen.
Doreen. Yes. Oh yeah. They
Amazing.
each month, great entertainment, food's great, service is great, and we all have a fabulous time
Yes, we do.
at the entertainment luncheon South.
That's right.
Yeah.
Amazing, right?
Yes, it is. It really is. And I've been going there for a little over a year, and I only missed one. For some reason, I had a red eye, and I couldn't leave the house. Well, I left the house to go to the eye doctor, and that was it. But that's the only one I've missed.
Well, I can't go to all of them because I do a lot of shows on Tuesdays. So I don't go often, but when they restarted it, okay, after COVID, it ended up on my birthday. And they had a birthday cake for me.
Beautiful.
It was so nice of them.
Beautiful.
Thank you, guys. That was beautiful. Yeah.
Absolutely. And a couple other people that you just mentioned, Michael D'Amore. I saw him on PBS
Okay.
doing, the rock and roll oldies shows, but I saw him at Doo-Wop Dogs, Cheryl Lee's Doo-Wop Dogs. Michael D'Amore, Joey and Doreen, and Bob Kulick.
Yep.
The three of them put on a fantastic show, and that was when the weather was warm. And
So you got to meet him.
yes, what a down-to-earth guy, but what a talent.
Okay.
What a great talent that man is.
Well, let me tell you something about Michael.
Uh-huh.
All right? Hold on one second.
Go
There
ahead.
you go. We're good now.
That's it.
So everyone knows I'm an Elvis freak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So to me, listen, Elvis is Elvis, honey. Nobody comes really close to Elvis
Mm-hmm.
except Michael. And I say this and I mean it. So here's Michael D'Amore, and I had at one time put him right under there. I said he was that close to Elvis, okay? And I only knocked him down a notch one time, okay, for Carter Rubin, who won The Voice, okay? And we're all family, so I could say this. Carter was cracking up. Michael was laughing. It was great. But Michael D'Amore, off the freaking charts.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah. He's a phenomenal singer. He really is. And he's not just a singer. Some people.
Right.
Let me make a distinction here.
Okay.
All right. But I'm going to use the word musicians.
Yes.
There are great musicians who are not great entertainers.
Okay.
And there are great entertainers who are not great musicians.
Okay.
Michael is both.
That's right.
He is both.
That's right.
He's personable, and the man can sing. That's all I can say. The man can sing.
Forget it.
Yes.
It's crazy how he can sing, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
crazy.
Oh yeah.
So now let's talk about this guy I've got sitting here, Jimmy Gibbons.
Oh.
All right, you man, come on.
Terribly sorry. Terribly sorry.
All right, let me see this.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Memories of the Kentucky Club, Jimmy Gibbons.
That's me.
So tell us a little bit about this.
Oh, that's for you.
Oh, thank you, darling.
I autographed it when you weren't looking.
Oh, is this one of a kind as well?
One more
One of a
page.
kind as well?
There you
One
go.
of a kind, baby.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
This ain't no rubber stamp on this thing. This the
Okay.
real deal, Lucille.
So tell everyone about you, please.
Well, the book itself, Memories of the Kentucky Club, is a collection of my memories and photographs of me growing up in the Catskills with my parents, Givens and Sweetie, who were entertainers. And the book, according to the pictures, goes back at least 65 years. The front, go ahead.
Yes.
The front photos, that one.
Yes.
Anything that's black and white, that's the summer of 1955 in the nightclub, the Kentucky Club. And then there's some of me, another one, that's 1966 because of Mama's gown. She bought that down in Miami Beach when they were performing. And I'm not a name dropper or nothing, but in 1966, if you paid $200 for a gown, you paid a lot of money.
Okay. All right.
See? So
What nationality were your parents? I'm asking for a reason.
yeah, I know. Mama is French, Daddy is African American.
Okay. I'm going somewhere with this. So was it back then? Because they always said it was hard for African Americans to entertain did they have a problem?
No,
Great.
not at all.
Great. Beautiful.
No,
All right.
because once you saw, and I'm not bragging.
Brag. Come
Anything
on.
that's in this book is factual.
Yes.
And I've even got it in there that anytime any people who saw my folks perform, any musicians who played for my parents can attest that they were the greatest and got standing ovations every show.
That's amazing. I want you to brag. Don't feel like they're your parents. Brag, baby.
Okay,
All right.
now what?
So now, all right. So now tell everyone a little bit about you.
Okay, well, about me, I'm a musician, lifelong, and as long as I have my health, I will continue to play drums.
Okay.
That's all I know, all I ever want to know.
Well, I love this photo.
Which
Look
one?
how little you were, young you were
Oh,
playing
that
the
one,
drums.
yeah, I was 2 years old.
It's adorable.
And then the bottom right
Yeah.
is from February 1977 at the Capitol Hotel in Lakewood.
Okay.
And along with a few others, me behind the mic in radio stations and everything like that. Music and radio, and I'm just playing drums. And that's all I ever want to do for two reasons. One, I'm too lazy to work, and two, I'm too nervous to steal. So
I love that. But give us a little detail about your radio career, about you playing your
okay,
drums.
well, I've worked at just about every radio station on the Jersey Shore over the past 30 years, my illustrious part-time radio career, and I always enjoyed it, and I miss it. I'm not going to say I don't, because radio, and I can say it with impunity, radio has gone to the dogs. It has taken a nosedive, something fierce. COVID didn't help, but the Telecommunications Act of 1996, where it allowed companies, radio and television companies, to buy more than the minimum or maximum that they used to be able to buy. So now you hear a radio station in Philadelphia, and they're playing the same music because they're both in the same company as up in New York. So the music director, when he directs the music, he pushes a button, it goes to New York, goes to Philadelphia, Miami, wherever they want it to go. So it's what they call cookie cutter radio. Okay. So downsizing and voice tracking. Voice tracking, for those who don't know what it is, you insert your voice between the songs, going into commercials or whatever you're doing as though you were live. All right, this is going to not only be talking about my book, it's an expose on radio.
That's so cool.
All right, and you know how you can tell when you're listening to a network station. In other words, you hear the jock's voice, but the two things you don't hear is time and temp.
Okay.
Yeah, because who knows what time it is? Who knows what the temperature is? It's already done. It's recorded. My show is recorded. People know that because in my opening I say, since this show is recorded on the internet and it's not live, that I'm covering myself. Nobody can say I did. You said that and it's supposed to be live. No, I covered it.
So, okay, so I'll cover me now.
Yeah.
My shows are live and being recorded.
Right. Yes. And you're able to play them back because you made your statement.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear me saying that now, you know. Okay? He's got me saying this.
So, you know, the Sunday Night Blues Cruise is my Sunday evening 1-hour show dedicated to the blues, doo-wop, oldies, whatever, sometimes big band.
Ever Elvis?
I dedicated
You did.
Jailhouse
That's
Rock
right.
for you.
That's right, you did.
Yes,
but
I
hold
did.
that thought. Yes, he did. And I heard it. But wait, a question. Do you ever do or was that just for me? Like, do you ever do Elvis, though?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
do Elvis, but
Okay.
I have a segment in my show called the Sunday Night Blues Cruise Presto Requesto of the Week.
Okay.
And that's where you came in. And
Thank
my
you.
friend Miriam Martinez, my
Yes.
pleasure. You know Miriam?
Yes.
Well, I may as well let the cat out the bag.
Come
baby.
on.
All right. Miriam posted a song earlier this week, over the weekend. Beautiful song. It's a song by Smokey.
Okay.
All right. Ooh, baby. Well, moving right along. And but it was by Tina Marie.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I took care of it. It's going to be on this Sunday's
That's cool.
show for Miriam. Sunday Night Blues Cruise, Presto Requesto of the Week. Tina Marie singing.
That's beautiful.
It's live. She is singing it to Smokey.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. The energy.
Yeah.
Live has always got energy.
Wow.
So these are the kind of different things I try to put in my show. Try to make it. I don't play this. That's one of the reasons why my themes are different each week. Sure, I could play doo-wop, I could play rock and roll, big band, but you play it every week. After a while, it gets boring. So come on, what's he gonna do next? I love that. The spontaneity.
Yeah.
What is he gonna say? What is he gonna do? You'll find out every Sunday.
So Elvis sang a couple doo-wop songs.
Okay, fill me in.
I forget, I swear to you, I wish I remembered. I forget the two they were, but I had posted them one time, and someone played it for me, and they were like, you know what, you're right, Jer. So if you Google that, there were a couple songs of doo-wop that Elvis sang.
Well,
right?
Elvis could sing anything.
Well, honey,
Anything.
Okay.
And I love his gospel material.
me too.
Oh, in fact, at Christmas, I have a couple of his that I'm able to play on my Christmas show.
Okay.
And always powerful.
I want to share a quick little story about my dad. My dad passed a few years back of Alzheimer's, and my dad was the greatest man next to Jesus. That's how I feel. So we had his service in the funeral home with my pastor, and I wrote a poem for my dad about his life. And at the very end of the poem, I'm going to tell you what I said, but I gave the funeral home Elvis Presley's gospel CD.
Mm-hmm.
So the first song they played was the one talking, in heaven I'll tell my mama howdy, howdy, you know, when I see her in heaven. Then at the very end, then I read my poem, and they knew this was going to take my dad out. So at the very end of the poem, it said, but when I get to heaven, the party will start. Elvis Presley will be singing How Great Thou Art. They played it, and that's how we took my dad out.
Nice.
It was
beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
You know what my favorite Elvis Christmas song is?
Okay.
You ready for this?
Okay.
Do 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 do. No sleigh or no reindeer. Do 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 do. No sack on my back. Do 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 do. When you see me coming in my big black Cadillac,
Okay.
'cause it's Christmas. Sing
Okay.
Christmas. Say Christmas.
Christmas.
It's Christmas.
I
Christmas.
have these things on my mouth.
Okay.
It's weird.
Okay. Not a problem.
I can't talk too good.
That's okay. It's all right. That's my favorite Christmas
Okay.
song. But all of his religious gospel
Forget it.
stuff.
Beautiful.
I
Amazing.
have a CD, German import.
Amazing. I want to show you something I posted, and then we'll get off the Elvis story. So this came up as a memory. I posted it a while ago, and I reposted it. So I've got Elvis Presley. If you want to go on my page, guys, it's like 5 things down, maybe. Elvis Presley singing "I Got a Lot of Love and Living to Do," right? Okay. And the audience is like going crazy. And I said, think about this, guys. This song came out in 1957, and today, 2024, this song and singer is still so cool and current. Crazy, right? Look at him. Listen to him. Elvis is still cool. Imagine, think about that, though, seriously. 1957, this would be like today.
Right. But
The coolest.
yeah, but do you know why?
Tell me, baby, tell me.
Real talent.
Oh, honey.
Simple. Simple
right.
as that.
Okay, amazing.
Elvis, any artist from the 50s, 60s, into 60s, mid 60s, the songs started getting longer. All right, to the point that they got a riff going. Yes, I will. Yes, I will, like a broken record. Yes, I will. All right. The songs in the 50s, Elvis and the doo-wop songs, 2.5 minutes. They gave you the message
Amazing.
in and out, and you enjoyed it.
And you wanted to hear it over and over and over again.
Yeah, not over and over again until another song comes on.
Right, you know?
Yeah, of course.
So now, I have a couple silly questions for you.
Go ahead.
All right. Do you talk about your age, or do you prefer not to?
I'm not exactly sure about that because when somebody found out how old I was, they said, "Gee, your social security number must be 1." But
Stop it.
well, one of my friends said I was young when Howard Johnson had one flavor. Are you
All right,
kidding
so
me?
there's a reason why I was asking you. I don't mind.
You know how old I am.
I don't mind saying how old I am. I'm 63. I'll be 64 soon, and there's a reason why I say that.
Because it'll be your birthday.
No, I feel I was born too late because
you're an anachronism.
all the music that I love, all of it,
Go ahead.
was in the 50s and 60s. How? Think about that, right?
Yeah, my music that I enjoy goes back to the 40s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you were growing up, this is my question for you. Give me a couple artists that really influenced you growing up from a child.
Right. Roy Orbison
Love him.
does come to mind.
Yes.
Yes, he really does, because he was all right.
He was all right, baby.
He could cry. He could cry for a while. Anyway, all right. Elvis, all your doo-wop. In fact, speaking of doo-wop, if you recall last time I was with you, originally from Brooklyn, in the mid to late 50s, Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers. Why do fools fall in love?
Okay, come
and
on.
I'm still trying to figure out the answer. But when that song first came out in Brooklyn, the neighborhood we lived in, you know, Sherman Garnes, the bass singer, doo-wop-a-doo-bop-a-doo.
Amazing.
Yes, his younger brother Andre and I were best friends growing up.
I don't know if you told me that.
I didn't tell you that?
You might have. Okay, continue.
Yeah, well, we were all excited, waiting to hear Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers. And you know the Motown song, which is Rod Stewart's song? It's called the Motown song.
Oh, the Motown song.
Right.
Okay.
And there's a line in that song where Rod says, "Open your windows, put the radio in the window, and turn it up." That's what we used to do.
Yes.
In Brooklyn, we did that.
In
'cause
Queens, too.
Yeah, we were waiting for Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers. Why do fools fall in love? And we just went, well, the whole neighborhood, the whole block went wild because this was Andre's older brother.
That's insane.
Yeah. Oh,
Very
yeah.
cool.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so doo-wop, which was the time I was a little kid, but that's what I used to listen to. And I listened on the radio in the nighttime. My radio was my company. When it's time for me to go to bed, my folks had my nice little box radio,
Yes.
And right next to my bed, and I still do it 70 plus years later. I'm still have a radio or my Pandora. I learned a lot of songs by the great artists that were not in the top 40 because they were album cuts. on Pandora. Van Morrison is one.
That's amazing.
Cat Stevens.
Cat Stevens, come on.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, Van Morrison is a whole lot more than Brown Eyed Girl, Wild Night, and a couple of more.
It's absolutely amazing. You know, since I've been doing these interviews with a lot of legendary musicians and singers, I've been finding out things. Because again, you got to remember, I was young. I was a little tiny kid when all these songs were out, and so I grew up thinking, oh my gosh, this is just incredible music. Oh my gosh, they're all rich, they're all famous, they're all. None of that's really true, except it was incredible music. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I found out so much. And, you know, Al Contrara, his book, The Mystics, the Mob, I mean, he's the one who really turned me on to all this craziness of what really went on in the music industry.
Oh, there was a lot of robbery.
Yeah, a lot of craziness. But anyway, so now, one more thing about when you were growing up. Did you get to, you know, hear guys singing on the street corners?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wish I did.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know that's what the song "Looking for an Echo" is
Yes,
all about.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
Kenny Vance and the
Yep,
Planetones.
Yep, I met Kenny. I interviewed him. I mean, come on, how cool is that? And they used to go in the bathrooms too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And subways,
Yeah.
street corner, wherever, basements, anywhere they could find, churches.
And it was safe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything was
Well,
different back then.
there you go.
Different world back then.
Yep. But radio, all right. So I got to interview Don K. Reed, thank God, before he passed away.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Jerry Blavitt, I got to meet and interview. I
Geeter
love
with the heater.
Jerry, the Geeter with the heater. And Cousin Brucey promised me an interview. Okay, I got to meet him. So now, back in the day, I drove my parents crazy. Every time we were in the car, Mommy, 98.1 oldies, oldies, oldies. It was 98.1. So a few years back, because I have Sirius radio, I usually listen to Elvis and oldies. A few years back, I said, let me put it on and just see what oldies are. They're playing 1990s. I said, how old am I now? I said, this is crazy.
Because that's what's considered oldies
That's
now.
crazy.
The demographic, us people, our age group, you can't find an oldies station, which is one of the reasons why I play the music that I play, because our demographic still wants to hear it, and the artists that I'm speaking about now are Joey D, Johnny B,
Oh, yeah.
Stiletto and the Sax Man, Bob Kulick. All of those people are playing and keeping that music that we love alive.
Amazing. We had Bob Kulick in our other studio live, right, Doc G? Doc G, Google for me what doo-wop songs Elvis sang, and he'll tell us.
Okay.
So, you know, one more thing about radio, okay, because you'll be the one that could really probably help me understand this, I guess. So, back in the day, we didn't have technology. We didn't have any of this stuff, right? But yet, we knew every actor that was in a new movie. We went to the movies. We knew every singer, every new song. We bought records. How is that possible? Because right now, today, if we didn't have like internet and telling us what was going on, how would we know? But we knew then.
How we knew, and a great example is Dan Ingram, all right, 77 WABC, every Friday afternoon, he would count down the top 10 songs. Yeah, based on.
Can you see that?
Hold on.
All right.
Got to put my things
Yeah.
on there. Elvis.
Elvis doo-wop. What does it say, Doc G? Elvis doo-wop. Does it say the songs?
Oh, yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, I see underneath.
All right. So,
Soldier Boy,
Uh-huh.
Don't Be Cruel, which
Okay.
was doo-wop, and Little Darling.
yes.
There you go.
Little Darling. That was the one I was really in love with. Okay,
The
so there
Diamonds
you
and the
go.
Gladiolas.
There you go.
Gladiolas first, then the Diamonds.
Yep,
So
this was
now
the
now
Gladiolas.
talk about this thing with the radio and all that.
Yeah, well, it's based on sales, radio sales of the records, and then every Friday you could hear Big Dan counting them down to number one, and that's how we knew what was going on in the radio world. I have a collection, a 4-volume collection, my mama gave me when I graduated college. It's the downsized version, hardcover version of Billboard radio, which were the weekly charts from 1955. My set goes up to through the 80s, and I don't need the 80s, but the 55 to 59.
Yeah.
60 to 69, 70 to 79. And that tells you each week what was number 1, number 5, how it jumped up from the previous week, that kind of stuff. So that's where your statistics came from, and they were published weekly.
Even the TV guides, okay, we would get them delivered once a week in Queens and Long Island City, New York, at the door. They would come up into the building and drop them by our doors. And I remember, and I still have some originals, and some were given to me as gifts from Ken Ryan. He gave me even 45s of his mom's at the last luncheon. I mean, amazing. Helen was an Elvis fan, and I love you, Ken, for doing that, Ken and Linda. But so I remember I was a little kid, and I would grab the TV guide and go through, because Elvis was always on. Mommy, Elvis, Elvis, Elvis. Okay. She would have to make me watch Elvis.
No, you'd have to make her watch you
Well,
watch
Elvis.
Elvis.
There you go, okay? So you know what? Let's give everybody a surprise. We have 2 beautiful songs we're going to be playing, okay?
Oh, yeah.
So we'll play one, and then you'll talk about it.
Okay.
Here we go. That was beautiful. Jimmy, tell us about that song.
Thank you, Jerry. That is an arrangement that my daddy put together. We had a great arranger, and I remember when and I remember who. Howie Segerson was just in from San Francisco here in New York. And, of course, he's trying to make extra money, so Daddy found him. And a bunch of the arrangements that we had, Howie did, but Howie did it under my daddy's guidance. My daddy told him what he wanted, how he wanted it, and then Howie put it on paper.
Okay.
All right. So that song is called Barry's Medley. Just a couple of different songs, put together, and there it is.
Beautiful.
And we had a couple of arrangements, different arrangements for Mama to open with. So when you start playing with the same audiences over and over again, again, You don't want to hear my doo-wop show every Sunday night or my rock and roll every Sunday night. So you need the variety. And this was one of Mama's openings. And that was at the Capitol Hotel in Lakewood, New Jersey. And mid-80s. Mama was in her 70s at that time. And we used to do the bus outings there, and I was the house drummer at the Capitol Hotel for about 7 years, from the time I was in Ocean County College and beyond. And then when Lakewood actually took a nosedive itself when gambling came to Atlantic City.
Okay, tell me about that, because I am a professional dealer. I don't do it anymore, but I'm a dealer. Tell me.
I'm a wheeler dealer. I get behind the wheel and I'm dealing, baby. I'm down the road, baby. Who told you?
You're such an idiot. Come on, give me that $5. I'll keep it. You give it to me. My producer won't even give me $1. Imagine that, guys.
So what was the question again? Where am I?
No,
Hello.
you said about when
Atlantic City.
Atlantic City.
Well, yeah, because now you can gamble. See, that particular song that you heard was an afternoon show at the Capitol. Murray Post was the son's owner of the Post Capitol Hotel, and he was as I call him, the creator of the bus outings, which were day trips. Organizations from New York, any part of the boroughs, Philadelphia, and Atlantic City used to come up to Lakewood.
Very cool.
Church groups, B'nai B'rith, Hadassah groups, whatever, for a day trip. Because from any one of those points, you're only an hour and a half ride.
Okay.
They'd land, get off the bus, come inside the hotel. About 8-10 people would be assigned to a room because it was just a staging area.
Okay.
Drop off what you don't need to carry. You'd have lunch. After lunch, they took you to the flea market. You toured the flea market, come back, afternoon show. An hour dance music, an hour show, of which many shows my parents performed, as well as other artists as well. And then after the show, it's dinner, back on the bus. It was a well-oiled machine, let me tell you something. And he grew the business so much that he used to have 2 sessions. That whole thing that I just described, he had it timed out so that by the time the second group got done with getting back from the flea market, these people were done eating dinner. They're leaving. Now it's the second show. So yes, when I was very young, I made a lot of money because we got paid by the jobs.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah. So that was a long time ago, and 'tain't that way no more, McGee. Just isn't. But what an experience it was for me. I got my training under fire. My daddy made me the drummer I am today.
That's beautiful.
He did, because he didn't take no stuff. He was a taskmaster, and if I messed up, and believe me, I did my share of messing up, because he would tell me, he said, look, I don't need you to sit up there and mess up my act. The house drummer can do that for me. Oh, yeah. He said consistency. Now, consistency is like breathing. And if you have to think about what you're playing, you're not playing.
My ex was a jazz drummer and a music teacher, so we had the basement soundproofed.
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. Ooh.
That's great.
Yeah. It's not that way anymore. So Atlantic City, with the gambling, the buses stopped coming to Lakewood. And through attrition, Lakewood just died.
Terrible.
Yeah.
All right. What else you got for us?
Well, you want to talk about what's the word I'm looking for? Well, the background of my book.
Yes.
All right. Memories of the Kentucky Club. I wrote this book 10 years ago and let it sit. Go ahead, ask me why.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. Just let it sit. And it sat. And it sat.
But wait, when you said you let it sit, did it look like this? It had
Oh,
the
no.
cover? Oh, no. So
No,
it's just the words.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the manuscript
the
itself,
manuscript, it sat.
which I made a book,
Yeah.
8.5 by 11, took it over to my printer in Lakewood, fixed it up nice, spiral bound.
Okay.
All right. And let it sit. Now, a year and a half ago, I went and got the copyright on the book. Don't rush me. I'll work cheaper.
Late bloomer. Go ahead.
Very late.
Okay, go ahead.
I really am. My folks even used to say that. He says, you're not gonna have anything till you're later in life. Just the way it is. And it's okay with me, because if it hadn't have been for all of these experiences that I've had throughout my entire life, I would not be who I am, what I am, or where I am.
Yes.
Really. My baby sister, Roberta Kahan, and brother Lucian Kahan, Dr. Lucian Kahan and Mrs. Kahan, I would not know them had I taken a different course. Ocean County College, I graduated in 73.
Okay.
All right? I called myself taking a year off. I didn't transfer right away. I said, I'll take a year off and this and that. Plus, I was still making good money.
Okay.
And you think that it never ends. It ends. It can. And if it does,
Yeah.
you'll feel it.
Yes.
1 year became 5. 5 became 10. Till 25 years later, I went back to college. I went to Concordia College in Bronxville, New York. Got my bachelor's degree in behavioral studies.
Oh, okay.
And I don't use it, but I got
I was
it.
going to say, so when you're out, like say after luncheon, give an example.
Right.
Are you watching everybody's behaviors?
Oh, yeah.
You have to.
Well,
it's innate.
I got it.
Right?
I got it. Yeah, but I got to tell you what you just said.
Okay.
What Johnny B said. Rick, Jerry Lewis.
Oh, yeah, the Jerry Lewis guy.
Right.
Yeah.
He was talking about Lakewood. In fact, a lady even asked him, is it true something about Jerry Lewis in Lakewood?
Okay.
And he was able to expound on it. And Johnny told me after his presentation, he says, I was watching you the whole time.
To see.
My reactions to all of these
I love
things
it.
that he was saying.
Okay.
And Johnny says, yeah, I saw you shake your head. Yeah.
Okay, so listen,
Huh.
and don't say something nice. I mean, I just want the truth. When you first met me at the luncheon, what did you think about me, the way I was walking around and talking? Be honest. My behavior, how about that?
Well, everybody seemed to like you, and I have to feel that. And again, I use the word feel. I'd like to think I'm a pretty good judge of people,
Okay.
and I felt good about you. If I get a bad vibe about somebody, believe me, I'm not wrong.
The reason I asked you to say what you thought of me was this. So I am a very good person. I really am. But my email from day one is WWJD, Jerry. What would Jesus do, Jerry? I have to ask myself that every day so I don't slap people.
Nothing wrong with
That
that.
is the truth.
John, you just made me think about something. Professional wrestler John Cena.
Okay.
All right. I just saw an interview, very brief interview about him, and the interviewer says, "That's quite a nice watch you got there, a wristwatch." He said, "Yeah, well, I have 2 of them." He says, "What do you mean you got 2 of them?" He pointed to this one. Then he pulled out of his vest pocket a pocket watch,
Okay.
and he said that there's reason for the pocket watch. It's broken, but I carry it anyway. One side is engraved, when I felt I wasn't enough or good enough for people. The other side is if I'm too much.
Oh.
All right. Then he capped it by saying, this one tells time. This one tells perspective.
I love that.
Mhm.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
All right.
very profound.
Okay.
So I watched Rick, and I was enjoying hearing the things that he had to say, especially when he got to the part about the Arthur Hotel in Lakewood, where Jerry Lewis was, and his parents performing there. Also, because I have been considered, because I was very active a number of years ago in the Lakewood Historical Society.
Okay.
And we have books, printed books about the different hotels, and one of them, they did mention the Hotel Arthur. Joe Louis trained there. the boxer.
Okay. I don't really know him.
Right. Well, you a little young. That's all right.
Oh, okay.
That's different then, of course. And I believe Max Schmeling did too. But German boxer
Okay.
during the Second World War era,
Gotcha.
around that time. And when Joe Louis knocked Max Schmeling out, it was like the whole world was happy
Okay.
during the war.
Because he was German.
Yeah, Max Schmeling, right.
Yeah. Okay.
So people in general, I do like to observe, and I listen. I listen to what people say. And if you are in a room full of people, you know the best thing to do. My daddy always used to say this, but then again, I found another reason as well. Always let the other person speak. That's how you learn. So I've expounded on that even more. You're in a room full of people, let everybody talk and hear what they have to say. When it's your turn, you're the smartest person in the room.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah. So let me, okay, copyright. Now, how did this book come to fruition? That's a big word. Fruition. 3 syllables. I'm building it, man. I'm working my way up the food chain here.
All right, come on.
Okay, I remember earlier I mentioned about the Turf Club.
Yes.
All right, Jennifer Souter, who is the president. Yes, that whole thing about the country club, Jumping Brook Country Club,
Okay.
and the Asbury Park High School Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And Jennifer saw my book on Amazon, and she says, this book should be in the Asbury Park Public Library.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I looked at her, I said, you think so? She says, yes. I said, well, how? She says, I'm on the board. It's going to be there. She's on the board of the Asbury Park Public Library.
I love this.
Along with a couple of other ladies who I know. And on December 5th, that's a Thursday, I'll be at the public library doing a book signing. And now, taking me back to the motivation, the fruition. All right. Shilpa Iyer, is a volunteer photographer for the Turf Club. And she has a 16-year-old son named Ahan. All right.
Okay.
He just published his book, and she told me about it. And I said, what? If a 16-year-old can publish a book, I can publish a book. That was my motivation right there.
God.
Yes. So I called Jennifer. I said, Jennifer, do you think Shilpa could help me work out how to publish my book? She said, sure. So she gave Shilpa my phone number. Shilpa called me, we talked, and Shilpa sent me some YouTube videos on how to publish your book, which was very helpful. And if you listen to this person, and you hear the consistency in the things that they're telling you, don't do this, don't do this. Okay, do this, do this, do this. 3 people telling you the same things. You follow their advice. The hardest part about getting the book published, when I say published, I mean from my computer into Amazon.
Go ahead.
It's on Microsoft Word, the big W.
Okay. I'll have a silly story for you about my book, but continue.
Okay. So I am having a hard time understanding what's going on here. And the one guy, he was fantastic, very detailed. It got down to where I had to have the video on. I'm over here with the manuscript. I'd play his portion of the video, put him on pause, go over here and do this, go back and forth till I finally got it in to Amazon.
Okay.
All right. And when I finally hit submit, and they says within wait, within 72 hours, they say it'll be live. That's what they call it. And I scheduled it for a certain date last month, and it is also available in the Kindle format.
Okay.
And I'm just having so much fun doing it. That's the thing. It's an accomplishment. I hope to make some kind of money out of it, of course, but I'm having fun because I am now officially a published author. That was a big goal for me.
So I want to share my silly story about
Okay.
this. So I'm also a poet. I'll be reading one of my poems. And I got poems published years ago, but we were able to mail them to publishing companies. And then they would give you a call and say it's published, and they would send me the books, okay? So my mouth to God's ears, guys, okay? I got woken up in the middle of the night. I felt this. I opened my eyes and I hear, write your book. So I giggled and I said, all right, Lord, you want me to write my book? Write your book. Okay. So my dad had Alzheimer's at the time and we were his caretakers. So I also fast 30 days once a year for my health, okay? I do juice fast. And so I lock myself in my house and I do these fasts. So I didn't tell my brother or my daughter I was going to be writing a book. I said, oh, you're on dad duty and I'm going to be fasting. Okay. So I hand wrote the book. Okay, I'm not good with typing all. Forget that crap, okay?
And I'm the complete opposite.
I know. So I hand wrote the book. So now it was a lot smaller than this is now. I got it revised in 2020. So this was 2016. So long story short, I'm cracking up laughing, and I call my brother. It took me only 3 weeks, so I say God wrote the book, and I mean that, and there's a reason why. So I call my brother, and I said, well, I have to tell you what I did. I wrote a book. And he goes, you wrote a book in 3 weeks. I said, yeah, but God wrote the book. I said, but I don't know what to do with it now because it's handwritten. So I call a friend of mine whose uncle used to be a publisher, and he's passed on. She came to my house for the entire weekend. She got everything in book format on the computer perfectly in only a weekend. And then she says these words to me. Well, we're going to send it out to hundreds of publishers. You never know. Somebody might like it. Somebody might not. It might take years. I said, no, I heard Simon & Schuster. She laughed. She's like, all right. I said, listen, have your contact info with mine because of the text stuff so you could answer. Send it to Simon & Schuster only. 5 days later, I'm on a three-way with her and Simon & Schuster. So I believe this woman was a Christian who called me, and she said, I love your book, and we're publishing it. It was published immediately. Okay, so I didn't know why I had to write my book until later on. Okay, my book comes out right away, and all my New York cousins have a copy, and they're sending me photos. I'm waiting for my shipment. You ready for this?
Go ahead, go ahead.
This book was published to save 2 of my cousins' lives within the next 3 months after my book was published. And that is the truth. And now I haven't stopped trying to save people's lives. But that's why it had to be done then.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Nothing before its time.
Amazing.
Yeah, exactly. You just reminded me of something.
Okay.
You said pictures, and I'm going to have to do this right
Okay.
now. You know what to do.
He's got some really cool pictures in here anyway, guys.
You hold it up in front of you
Okay.
because you're going to be, okay, let me get this out. You're going to be in the Memories of the Kentucky Club Wall of Fame.
Oh my gosh. Come
Yes.
on, baby.
Hold it up there so we can see it. Get it close to you. I'm going to take a couple. Keep that smile going. Why isn't this thing moving? Okay.
All right.
We'll work on the picture. You
And
know,
you'll
picking
send
it.
that to me, baby.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
That's so cool.
And it'll be I must have about 20 pictures already. Oh, speaking of pictures, Ocean County College Library has my book.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I went over and I contacted the right people, got back to them, and they said, your book will be in. So that's nice. And the Ocean County Library System, which is headquartered in Toms River, that's under review. Ocean County residents get first preference for their books to be admitted. And I know I had this other thing. Oh, yes. Just reminded myself of the story I was telling you, and
All right. That's okay.
I'm having too much fun. All right, so you're going to be your picture along with all of them. Oh, I remember now.
Here we go.
Oh, boy, and it was right there in front of me. I had to make notes. Better a long pencil.
No, yes.
Better a long pencil than a short memory. All right, I got some thank yous, and for this reason, because this is something that I believe in firmly. There is no such thing as a self-made millionaire. Someone had to like that person and want to help them become that self-made millionaire. No one does it on their own. So the thank yous that I have are right here, just so you can see this. Next page over. Right here. This gentleman, Mort Siegel, his father booked my parents 65 years ago. Mort is 95 years old.
He's alive?
Yes.
Oh,
Here it is right here.
yes.
He wrote the foreword for my book. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
And I even told him, I said, there's nobody else I would want to write the foreword but him. His dad booked my parents. He booked my parents. And I named a lot in here. I named a lot of the agents whose names I could remember, and Mama had in her diary. There's a portion in there called Mama's Diary. Okay. And the highlight of the Kentucky Club for me was on Saturday, July 10th, 1965. My folks had 3 shows booked that night, go from one hotel to another, and then they would end the night at the Kentucky Club. Daddy couldn't be there for the earlier part of the evening, so he sent me in. I was 13.
Okay.
All right, so I've emceed my first nightclub when I was 13 years
Come
old.
on, all right.
And that is the night that this comedian was born.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah, and it's all in here. It's documented. How do I know July 10th? Mama's diary. It's in there. Mama documented a lot of things over like just a 2-year period, 64 through 66, of all of the nice things, places that they worked and everything. So my thanks, Mort Siegel, who wrote the foreword, Dr. Lucian Kahan and his wife, Roberta Kahan, my supporters for life. And, also this picture here, my good friends Donna Richard took the picture.
I love them.
Scott blanked out the back of it, which made it really look cool. And I thank you both for doing that.
Donna and Scott, man, I love you guys.
They are beautiful. And Fran Kirshner, who did the press release for my book. In fact, I spoke to her a little while ago and let her know I was here. She's all excited and happy for me.
Hi, Fran.
Hi, Fran. And this morning, I contacted a radio station up in the Catskills that I had contacted a week ago today, inquiring about perhaps having me on for an interview. And I told the receptionist, I said, I haven't heard anything. So she said, oh, wait a minute, because she remembered speaking to me. She said, wait a minute, let me go check. She wasn't gone a minute. Oh, yeah, we're going to have you on.
Very cool. I'm so happy for you. I can't even tell you.
Thank you.
This is so cool.
Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. And I got Alfonso Gilmore is a retired Sullivan County, which is where the heart of the Catskills, Sullivan County sheriff's officer. He and his wife, they're in my wall of fame. All these people you see here. My mechanic, Joe, JD's Automotive, Sandy Dreyer, Sandy's Cozy Corner. She sponsors my Sunday night blues cruise. Her daughter, Sabrina Mayer. I got Jerry down there, and that asterisk means I got your picture. Yes. And the honorable mayor of Woodridge, where the Kentucky Club is. She has endorsed it. She bought a book, and it's sitting in the glass display in Town Hall.
That's pretty cool, guys.
In Woodridge, Fran Holinda. Let's see, who else do we have here? I'm blessed. Steve Wexler. Yep. Some more people here too. Oh, yeah, right here. Dorian Parriott. He's a gentleman I've worked with for 30 years. He's the president of the American Federation of Musicians, Local 399, Asbury Park.
That's cool.
He bought Frank Hughes, my barber, John Angelone, Don Vandenberg's another world-class musician. Bill Cunnion, same thing. Major Bethany Schultz, she's a major in the Army National Guard. She is a helicopter pilot instructor.
A hero. Thank you.
Instructor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and she plays oboe. That's how I
That's cool.
got to meet her. So that's why I say no one does anything
You're right.
alone or on their own.
You're right. If I didn't have my listeners, I'd be talking to myself, right?
Same.
Think
We
about
all
it,
would.
you know?
Yes.
So wait, we have another song. Let's play that.
Oh yes, yes.
And then we'll have you talk about it.
O-
Okay? Here we
okay.
go. And yep. Beautiful.
Let's do a little bit of Birth of the Blues. They took the breeze from the trees, made it play weird melodies, and they made that the start of the blues. And from a jail came the wail of a downhearted frail, and they made that a part of the blues. From a whippoorwill high on the hill, they took a blue note, pushed it through a horn till it was worn into a blue note, and then they nursed it, rehearsed it, and gave out the news that the Southland gave birth to the blues. Dear, dear, oh dear old Southland, I hear you calling me to hear a whippoorwill high on a hill. They took a blue note, Louis Armstrong with his horn blew till it was worn into a blue note. Harry James rehearsed it, Red Allen nursed it, Jonah Jones gave out the news that the Southland gave birth to the blues. Now the cats all play it, the folks all say it, the Southland gave birth to the blues. You better believe me, the Southland gave birth to the
All right, that was beautiful. Tell us about that song.
Thank you, Jerry. That is another of Daddy's arrangements. It's just one song, but the way he put it together.
Beautiful.
Birth of the Blues, talking about W.C. Handy, the musician
Okay.
from way back.
Yeah, okay.
He's the father, basically supposed to be the father of the blues.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. Okay.
William C. Handy
Okay.
is his name from the 20s.
Okay.
And I have one more person I want to acknowledge as well. I didn't do it when I saw that I didn't do it.
You don't want to get slapped. Come on, baby.
No, please, no, don't do that. No, we're talking about Donna and Scott.
Yeah.
Well, Donna has a daughter, Shelley Unangst. She has my book, and I got a picture of her as well on the wall
Oh, I
of
love
fame.
them. Yes.
The wall of fame.
Yeah.
So what did you say? Something about something? What?
Let me see.
Shtick.
All right. So,
Oh, no, poem.
well,
order.
I'm going to read a poem out of my book first, and then we're going to talk about this guy's comedy. All right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
All right, listen. All right, so the reason why I like to read this poem is because I get messages constantly when people watch my entertainers or my singers or even comedians, right? Whatever. Jared, their talent's incredible. I wish I could do something like that. I wish I could be like that singer. Whatever. A lot of people have self-doubt about who they are and what they can accomplish. So I'm just here to tell you that we're all born with something special. I don't care if you're in maintenance. I don't care if you're a janitor. I ran a school in Robbinsville, and I used to hug the janitors and the cleaning people. We need them. Imagine if we didn't have garbage men. My cousin was a garbage man back in the day, and he used to come down the block on the truck, and we used to wave. We need everybody. So everyone has a gift. You just have to figure out what it is, okay? So when I wrote this poem called Utilizing Gifts and Talents, I was thinking of you if you're in self-doubt right now. We are born with talents, we are born with drive, with different gifts to help us thrive. I knew early on I was born to draw and paint, to also write poetry, and to talk without restraint. Our gifts and talents should all be used, God's gift to us, not be abused. We can go far in life for sure, using our gifts to go on tour. All our talents should be used to create ourselves and more, but then our job's to share them, to even up the score. You see, in life, what's needed is not just for ourselves. Once our gifts are mastered, take them off the shelves. A living we can make by spreading them around, not just for the money, but to spread a peaceful sound. So don't take for granted the gifts you're given. Go out and spread the joy. Our gifts are not to be held back for us to self-destroy. Put your efforts forth. Do not hesitate. All your talents, my friend, are never second rate. Never hold them back, or you will surely die. Maybe not in body, but your soul will cry. Our gifts were made to share, our talents made to soar. Go through life enlightened, and then you can roar. Be proud of who you are. Be happy you're alive. Once again, my friend, your gifts will help you thrive. By putting efforts forth, not keeping them at bay, your name, Jimmy Givens, baby, will live forever, forever and a day. So go through life excited for what you sure can give to yourself and others is our reason to live. Our grave will be quite lonely, but our legacy lives on. So make sure people smile with the breaking dawn.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
That is beautiful.
And, you know, you're making people smile. You're making me smile. Now it's time to make people giggle.
Okay.
So let's talk a little bit about your comedy.
It's so it can be described in one word.
Uh-oh.
Shtick.
Okay.
It's all about the shtick. And if you sat behind your drums in the bands that I did in the Catskills and Lakewood for that many years and listened to all of the comedians that came through these hotels, you'd know their material too. And there's no copyright on them either. That and recipes. But a couple of my most favorite Jewish stories, Jerry. Two Jewish grandmothers are bragging about their respective grandsons, and the first one says, my grandson, he went into the military, and in 90 days they made him a second lieutenant. And the second one, not wanting to be outdone, she says, big deal. My grandson, he went into the military too, and in 3 days they made him a court martial.
Okay.
Moving right along, folks.
How come I didn't get that?
You don't know what a court martial is?
For her grandson?
Yeah, anybody.
No, but I mean, was it supposed to imply that it was her grandson that he had to, okay.
He didn't make it in the military.
Yes,
Let's just put it that way.
Yes,
All right.
Yes.
Hey, bombs happen. You never know when they're going to happen. They fall. All right. Sylvia is on Coney Island Beach there with a little grandson, their little toddler. He's sitting down at the water there. He's building his sandcastle. Sylvia's up on the beach there. And all of a sudden, this giant wave comes crashing in and swipes her little grandson, takes him, washes him out to sea.
That's not funny.
No, it's not. And she got nervous. She said, oh, my gosh. Oh, please. He looks up. She said, please. I'll go to Hadassah. I'll pay my dues. I'll attend better dues. Please give me my grandson back. And all of a sudden, this giant wave comes crashing in. There's a little grandson sitting there building a little sand castles. She looks down at him. She looks up. She says, he had a hat.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. That I get.
It's, you never know.
That's so cute.
All right. And when you, like I say, for all the times that I had to sit through these things, the audiences had to sit through them too. Because if they stayed for like 4 days, they come in on Wednesday, they leave Sunday. Wednesday night's comedian tells a joke. Saturday night, another comedian comes in, tells the same joke, and the people yell out, "We heard that on Wednesday." And the stock answer is, "I'm not here to tell you anything new, just to refresh your memory."
Oh my God.
No, yeah, it happens. There's only so much material, you know.
There's only, Sebastian Maniscalco, okay? So I've seen him like 4 times with all the Petito cousins. Once a year, we would go to Madison Square Garden and get together. And I think he's brilliant. I think he's one of the best. This past show, I didn't love as much. He started using a lot more profanity. He never really did too much profanity, and he started using a little too much this time. But I think his material is brilliant.
You can be funny and not be dirty.
Yes, absolutely.
See, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
You go to see Red Fox, Eddie Murphy, or any of them.
I know.
You know what to expect.
That's why
and
I
but that's why you're going there.
Yeah.
That's why people go
Yeah.
to hear the
I
vulgarity,
don't like it.
not the open, raw type of
Right.
vulgarity. Occasional.
Occasional curse is not a big deal. My mother's
Exactly.
favorite word was the F word in New York, okay?
Uh-huh.
And not like calling you vulgar names. She would say this, the soup
What
is,
the-
what the F with this soup, whatever. So it's not that I'm a prude, but I don't like the vulgarity.
No, I don't either, and it's not me. I was up doing. I got asked to say sit in at a comedy club one night, and I started on a series. I just put a bunch of jokes together, make a story out of it, and I'm in it now, and I'm going and I'm going. When I remembered where this last punchline went, and I stopped cold right in the middle, and I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to continue this joke, out of respect for the ladies who are here tonight. It wouldn't be right, but I thank you for your time," and I signed off. Because all you got to do is say one wrong thing. All the good stuff you did
Right.
goes right out the window.
I've only given a pass to one comedian who I would love to meet and interview one day, Matt Rife. Do you know who this young
No,
man is?
No.
You have to look him up. First of all, I couldn't sleep one night, and he pops up. I thought it was my grandson. He looks just like my grandson. I showed my daughter and my grandson the picture, and my grandson was like, "You like Matt Rife?" I said, "I love him." This is why I gave this kid a pass, because he's young. He's incredibly funny. He curses a lot, whatever, but his father abandoned his family. His grandfather, who's gone now, talks about his papa. He raised them, beautiful family. He goes out in the audience, or he'll point to people who are in wheelchairs, and they're cracking up laughing as he's telling a wheelchair joke, and then he hugs them. So his heart is beautiful, and you can tell, regardless of what he's saying, his heart comes out in every joke.
And those people, like as you said, the wheelchair,
Yep.
all right, they understand it and they
And
appreciate
that's
it.
why they're there. They want to laugh. They need to.
Yes.
So Matt Rife, check him out, okay?
I will.
So Jimmy, we've had a really great show.
Absolutely.
You have a few more minutes. I don't want you to say, "Oh crap, Jerry, I forgot to say this," or "I wanted to talk about this." The mic is yours. If there's
Oh,
anything
good.
else
Thank you.
you'd
Can I
like,
take it? Can I take it home?
yeah, take it.
Thank you.
The mic is yours. If there's anything else you'd like to say it. And also to your listening audience, what would you like to say to them?
Well, I thank you for your time, Jerry. I thank you for having me, and I appreciate it, which is you are part of. There's no such thing as a self-made millionaire.
Aw.
And if you're interested in having my book, it's available exclusively on Amazon.com in Kindle format or paperback. He only showed up again. There it is, paperback. Okay. In fact, I had to do this. This morning when I woke up, and remember I told you I sleep with my music on? Guess what song Pandora was playing?
Okay. What?
Paperback Writer.
For real?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. All right. There
I
we
know.
go. I love it.
Yeah. So Kindle, paperback, Amazon. Please visit my website, jimmygivens.com. Check out my Sunday night blues cruise. Different theme every week. Jerry, I thank you.
You're welcome, Jimmy. Before I give my thank yous to you, I want to give a shout out to my producer, Ruben Rodriguez, with Iron Horse Films, because he put my book to audio with my voice. So if anyone is interested out there, any authors, in getting your book done audio with your voice, because it's your passion, it's your story. Simon & Schuster wanted to do mine, and I said, I don't want a stranger reading my story. So he's doing that. He's already done a few more in-house. Ruben, if they don't live in the area, you could do it virtually? No, not yet. Okay, so they would have to live in like
Not yet.
Not yet in the tri-state area, guys. Okay, we have people come here, and it's amazing what he does. So, and then I want to thank Doc G for producing the show as well today. The original owner of Hamilton Radio. You can also find me, guys, once a month on WBNN Beverly Nation. It's a 9:30 show. Hit me up. I have all my ads out there, and then I have the Smart ASS Network. Okay, always sensational and spectacular.
That's it.
That's once a month, and I have 3 hosts under me. And my show, of course, once a month with that network is about recovery. All right, so but the other hosts have different shows. So reach out to me, get in touch with me. My shows are always posted. This guy. So Jimmy, listen, I love you, man. You're amazing.
Thank you. Thank
you know,
you.
when you brought me this poster and the way you were, there's only, 2 or 3 in the world.
That's
I
it.
cracked up and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. That was brilliant. Okay, how you did that, brilliant.
Thank you.
So thank you, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank
My
you.
door is always open, and if you ever want to have your book on audio, let us know. Ruben will do it in studio. It's great.
That's funny you should say that. I thought about doing it audibly. Now, how does that? Well, we'll find that out later on.
When we get off, you
It's
can talk to
interesting.
Ruben.
Yes,
Yeah,
very interesting.
Listen, and he's a perfectionist. When I tell you ridiculous, to the point of where I'll say, that's perfect. No, it's not. Okay? He's a perfectionist, so you won't be sorry. So everybody, Doc G, do me a favor. Let everybody know what other platforms this show is going to be on next week. We're on a ton of platforms, guys.
All right, I don't know if you can hear me, but
Yes.
we're on the Live 365 network, Alexa and Google devices under Hamilton Radio Oldies. We're on Roku and Fire Stick, and a few others. I really have to research and find out where, but I believe there's one at Hotel Universe. There's a Radio Toolbox. One of my friends just heard us the other day on there. So we're also being implemented on other studios and places over the years too. So, because I've been doing it for 28 years, so we're
Very
everywhere.
Cool. Very cool. Jimmy, thank you so much. This
Thank
was
you,
amazing,
Jerry.
and my
Thank
door
you.
is always open.
I appreciate that. It was a pleasure.
It was definitely a pleasure.
Thank you.
Take us out, producer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do.
Just what to do, just what to do.
If what you're feeling is really true.
Is it really true? Is it really true?
Just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.